welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode I'm going to talk about something that is a little bit of a drawback of most alternative operation systems, for smartphones at least, because the biggest problem is that you don't really know where to get it, or it's harder to get it in, for instance, by going to a store and buy it in somewhere or something. So going into an electronics store and asking, hey, I want, for instance, Sailfish OS on my smartphone, which one is suited, or even something, the bigger one around which one has it pre-installed, you are pretty much going to get no answer or a negative one. So in the end, the only real option for you is to install it by yourself, or to go to, for instance, Jolla devices. So in the Jolla devices store, there is a great thing about it is that you really can buy alternative operation systems pre-installed on smartphones, and of course on smartphones which are supported by the operation systems. So it's a pretty nice little store if you really want to go the road and buy something pre-installed there. And you can always do it yourself. So there's of course the Jolla instruction guide to do that. You can find that down below in the description box of this video, of course. But as you can see, we pretty much have a little store here where you can, for instance, buy the new Sony Xperia 10 Mark III. So the new one is already available here. And of course you can go with Sony Xperia 10 II if you want to, it's available too. And there are a couple of different other ones here as well. Don't be confused, this is not the new one. So the Jolla phone in this case is the old Jolla phone, not the 2022 one that is going to come out, I think, end of July if I'm not wrong. But in the end, everything else is more or less easy to understand, I would say. So if, for instance, you want to buy one, just go here, click on that. And the interesting part about that is that you can just add it there and have more or less this option now in your store or in your shopping cart, more or less, and you can work with it. Be aware of one thing. In general, I can't really speak for every device here, but in general, if you're buying this device from Jolla devices.com, it's the free version of SailfishOS, for instance. It's not going to be the licensed one. The licensed one has to be bought by Jolla, or from Jolla, better to say. So if you really want to get the licensed one, you already know about that. Sorry. There we go. Let's go to the blog entry. I think that's fine. If you want to buy the licensed one has of course this pretty big advantage over the free version, because the licensed one has the ability to really run Android apps, for instance. And I would say if you want to use, for instance, the Jolla phone in this case, or you want to use, for instance, SailfishOS Sony Xperia 10 Mark II or 3 versions, you really should get this paid version for it, because otherwise you're not just missing out a lot of different apps, and it's not going to be a daily driver more or less without that support. With it, it's pretty easy to get it to run as a daily driver, if you ask me, especially if you are used to, for instance, Windows Mobile or something, or Windows 10 Mobile or something. It's really easy to use that. And yeah, the interesting part is of course that you can, for instance, get it now. So click on this button here, and there you are going to go to the store, and you are able to buy the version you really need for your device. So as you can see, you have the Xperia 10 Mark III, and there are a couple of different other options here. For instance, this one, Xperia 10, 10.2 and XA2, depending on what you want to use here or what you want to buy here. And as you can see, these are the different options which are not available for the free version. So in the end, you can of course flash the OS on your device, you can get download instructions, whatever, doesn't really matter. But the more interesting thing is Microsoft Exchange support, so if you want to, for instance, have Office 365, for instance, predictive text input is something you could create or get from other third-party devices or apps too, so you really could get around that, but if you get it, why not use it? And yeah, more importantly, Android app support, and of course the voice LTE beta. So the beta here is more or less just solely available for the Xperia 10 Mark III at the moment. Might change in future, I'm not sure. So in future it could be that the Xperia 10 Mark II, for instance, has that too, but at the moment you really need the Xperia 10 Mark III to get that feature. And of course the paid version is €49.90 for each device, but it's going to be a one-time payment, and it's going to be valid for the device as long as you are using it. And yeah, this is more or less what you should expect and what you should get there. So if you really want something that is pre-installed, go to the Jolla devices store, for instance, get this, for instance, Sony Xperia 10 Mark III, buy it here and go over to the Jolla store to buy this with an account and stuff like that. You are going to be more or less instructed on how to do it then. And of course, if you don't want to go this route, it would be fine to do it, for instance, with Amazon or something. Just look for a good price. It's a little bit more advanced to do the installation process, but in the end, if you are not a rookie with computers and stuff like that, you should be able to follow the instructions and do it pretty fine. If you have any kind of questions, put them down below into this commentary section at this video, or just let me know. I'm trying to answer everything that you might have to ask me there. And yeah, in the end, just get the right version now. So in the end, it's going to be Sony Xperia 10 Mark III. Going to click on that, and as you can see, it's available. Not the version 4, don't buy that one, it's a newer one, which is already more or less available, not at the moment, but at July it will be out. But in the end, that is not supported till now, so get the Sony Xperia 3, this one, buy it. You can see it's a little bit cheaper if you're buying it, for instance, from Amazon or something. Yeah, it's about $30, so if you want to avoid something like unlocking your device or something, you can just buy the one from Jolla devices, update that with the license key more or less, and then it should work already. And if you don't want to do that and you want to really get this short or the smaller price, then just go to Amazon or something and buy it there, and then flash it and so on and so forth. If you want to know about the option how to do that, you should be able to find that in the instruction guide from Jolla. If you don't see it here, I can put it into the description box too, so you're going to find it there. And yeah, this is more or less what I wanted to tell you here. And the biggest problem is really that you can't buy it at MediaMarkt or Saturn or whatever, Newegg or wherever you're from. So it's not going to be that easy to buy one of these operation systems on a device. It would be great if that could be possible, but I understand why it's not going to happen, because Jolla is of course a smaller company and there is not the largest volume of devices that are going to go out. So it might not be viable to go that route at the moment, because for instance MediaMarkt or some other store like that would really require you to have a large amount of devices that is going to be bought by customers, and that's a little bit harder for all the different alternative operation systems. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, I hope you had fun with this episode, If it was at least informative, please give it a thumbs up, of course. And if you want to ask questions or just talk about anything related to Jolla or whatever, just put it down into the commentary section down below. I will try to answer everything that is put there. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, have a great day, have a great night, and of course a great week. Bye bye, and see you soon.